That makes sense to y'all? For Eugene Dale to be doing business with Reggie Wright Jr. That makes sense to y'all? This go to show you what this nigga would do for money. Y'all remember that song by Divine Sounds? What people do for money. What Gene will do for money. Right? Him and Gene was Reggie and Gene was gonna do business together. That makes sense to y'all. Okay. Moving on. Now, Reggie says that this is yo, somebody getting ready to go to jail for Tupac and Biggie. Watch. Who want to bet me that Reggie's going to get indicted federally for Tupac or Biggie or both? I'm taking bets. I'm taking bets. I'm taking bets. Anybody want to bet? By the time February come around for the Vegas trial, how many of y'all want to place a wager that Reggie Wright Jr. will be in jail for either Tupac or Biggie, even with his immunity, Queen for a day or his profit? Who want to bet me? You got to February. Watch what I tell you. Now, why is Gene and why is Reggie stories conflicting? Or who tried to hire Reggie Wright Jr. to do security for Big when he was in LA and got killed? Why are they stories conflicting? Right? Now, Reggie says that an Inglewood cop or Inglewood officer came up to Deathrow, came up to the label, and went up there and was like, yo, bad boy looking for some security. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right? And Reggie's like, yo, man, what they coming to me for? They don't know who they asking to do security for them. Right? And then Gene says that Paul Orford is the one that went to Reggie and tried to hire Reggie. But you know what they both have in common? Even though Gene is saying Paul's the one that went, and Reggie's saying the dude McDaniels or McDonald's or whatever his name is came to him, what they both have in common is Bad Boy tried to hire Gene, whether it was through Paul or whether it was through this McDaniels or McDonald's or whatever his person name is, right? It don't matter, but the fact is, Bad Boy tried to get Deathrow to do security for Biggie. And Gene know it, and Reggie know it, right? Now, there's a dude named Marv, right? He tells me, and take this with a grain of salt, because Marv don't be having his facts right. Shout out to Boss Talk 101. Y'all got to start fact checking Marv a little bit, because he got on y'all goddamn channel and told y'all that Reggie Wright Jr. was not at the Soul Train Awards, and Reggie Wright Jr. did not call the Soul Train Awards ahead of time and speak to a cop and tell him don't let Suge in with them 100 dudes with the P-Funk shirts on, because they was going to drag Biggie off the stage and whip him out. Gene tells you that Reggie was there with Suge and Tupac when Diddy ran off. But Marv goes up there and says that Reggie wasn't at the Soul Train Awards, and Reggie wasn't working for Deathrow at that time. So, Boss Talk 101, y'all gotta start vetting out y'all information when it come to Marv before y'all go and start recording, if y'all gonna ask these questions, because y'all losing credibility. Or you can you can lose credibility. That will ruin your channel to get up there and have somebody say some stuff that Reggie has told his story 100 times. Gene has told this story 100 times. So how could Marv tell y'all that Reggie was not at the Soul Train Awards when that happened, when he was? Now, I ain't gotta like Gene, and I don't have to like Reggie, but I'm always gonna tell the truth. And I'm not gonna lie on them niggas because I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Reggie lies about a lot of stuff, but you gotta know when he's lying, and you gotta know when he's telling the truth. And sometimes you have to research the stuff that Reggie say, because he'll get up there and lie and make up some just out of anger, right? Same thing with Gene. He does the same thing. So you can't take anybody's word or these dudes' word for face value without doing a little research. But some stuff don't need no research when you've been around doing this for a bunch of years, right? Like myself and plenty others. Now, it is a fact that Reggie and Gene know each other, right? What I was gonna say about Marv, now that I gotta take it with a grain of salt, is Marv told me that Reggie and Gene was seen outside the Peterson Museum talking to each other. Now, I'm gonna say I don't believe that, because I don't think either one of them will lie about that, right? But then again, they definitely would lie about it if they had some involvement in Biggie's murder, right? So they would have every reason to lie about that. But I've never heard from anybody that they seen Reggie out in front of the Peterson at that time, and Even though Gene remixes the story and lies about giving D-Rock the gun and giving Paul the gun, and then took the gun back from D-Rock on the way out. Then he took the gun back from Paul on the way out, but then he took the gun back from Paul at the hospital. Gene's a liar, right? His story don't add up. But I'm not going to believe Marv after I see him go up there. Like, his credibility is shot to me. Like, I did believe a lot of his shit before, but now that I see him go up there and say that Reggie wasn't at the Soul Train Awards, now I got his stuff got to be in question. And then I had a conversation with him, and the nigga gonna tell me something that happened didn't happen, and I know for a fact it happened. So now it's like I don't know. When it come to Marv, I don't know no more, right? Because some that happened between me and him, he told me it didn't happen, and I know for a fact that it happened. So, and then I know for a fact